episodes after season 1. Season 1, was it perfect? No, but everything was cohesive, entertaining.
Yeah.
Then they doubled the amount of episodes for season 2, and that was too much. That was too much for them.
I don't
almost
think
felt
I
like it was-
even. No, go ahead, Del.
I felt like it was trying really, really hard to beat the Magicians.
Yeah.
Because
Which is
it had the
God.
same. It had the same like, oh, these are just a bunch of feral theater kids energy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yes.
wait, is that why they started doing musical episodes? They were copying the Magicians?
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody
yeah,
does a
Guarantee
musical
it.
episode. It is
Hey.
the law of network television.
It's the law. A, it's the law of network television. B, I never finished The Magicians either, but I still every so often look up the musical episode.
They're so
like,
fun!
And that like their rendition of Under Pressure makes me so fucking happy.
It's
Like,
so
my
every so
fucking
often-
favorite!
good.
If I'm having a really bad day, the Under Pressure from The Magicians and the Zendaya and the little Spider-Man boys.
doing
sync.
lip sync.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he does
Yes!
Umbrella. Yeah.
Umbrella, yeah.
Her
That's
face.
the two things that will
Joyful.
always cheer me up.
No,
Genuinely,
that's
like
pretty
all of
good.
the like fan shippers online who like ship them as a couple because they are a couple are like, this is the moment she fell in love, and they just bring up her reaction to him coming out in the Rihanna outfit.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I would also feel that way. So
I-
that's
Yeah,
valid.
confidence.
Like
What is
valid.
that? What is that small child's name?
Tom
Small-
Holland.
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Yes.
I was like,
My
it
brain
starts with a
kept
T.
saying Tom Hiddleston, and that's the other guy.
That's the other one.
The
The
other
much
guy.
taller one.
Which one?
Other,
The
that's
much
other
taller one.
Yeah.
that's
scrawny-
Loki.
That's
Yes.
Loki.
Mhm,
The
that
other
Loki.
skinny ginger. He's
Um,
not allowed to be ginger in the show.
No.
He's just ginger in real life.
Which we love. We're a fan of. At least I am. But
I'm flashing back to
Ginger's my
Riverdale. They
favorite
did
flavor.
Carrie. Is that
See,
Listen,
Carrie
Carrie.
somehow was actually a better episode than their Heather's episode.
yes? Which is wild considering how much shit went on in that show, and then they had to like censor some of the musical numbers in Heather's when
Yeah.
it's like, I'm sorry, you depicted a teen and his teacher fucking in season 1, but some of these lines are too far for you.
Well, and it
Episode
was the line.
Episode
"Let's
They
get
got
away
naked
with
in
that
my
one in-
pool."
they got away
you've
with that
had
in
teens
episode-
do that.
Yeah.
You've had teens do
Episode
that.
1
Why?
of Pretty Little Liars has a student hooking up at a bar with a guy who then she finds out the next day is her new teacher.
Yeah, but then it was revealed later on because he'd been like researching them for a book that he would have known the whole time she was underage, and then they get married at the end of this show.
Makes it all better.
is that?
In the book, he got arrested.
Mm-hmm,
He went to jail.
Mm-hmm,
In the show, he's romantic.
Hey, writers
Mm-hmm.
for like TV show writers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all good?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's this.
Oh, they're not.
No, okay.
Circling-
I mean, that
yeah,
tracks.
There's this YouTube channel called Coffee and Cults. She's a British lady who moved to Florida when she was a teenager, right? And
Oh,
now
God.
she's a successful
Something like
lady
that.
in Florida. And she's a lesbian and she's amazing and I love her. Coffee and Cults, she does these breakdowns because she's like entertainment industry adjacent. And so she knows a bunch of people and they tell her shit, right? She has like 5 episodes of just CW and WB drama.
Oh no, Cass, you're telling Steph this. You have
Steph, I
opened,
got you.
gotta
you
watch.
have
sending you a link.
opened
I gotta watch.
right
a
fucking
You
Bean
now.
can't
store.
convince me CW wasn't some sort of money laundering scheme. You can't convince me
no,
otherwise.
It is. It is.
I knew it.
Oh, I'm going to send you the
Vindication?
Charmed video that she just did.
Oh, Charmed. I
Charmed.
watched that. Oh my god, why are you screaming? Hello. I know, that's, yeah, Charmed. Yeah.
When I lived in Ireland, Charmed came on right before Buffy the Vampire Slayer and on TV3, and I would watch Charmed while making dinner and then Buffy while eating dinner every night, and that was my thing. And so it sort of started off as I guess I'll watch this before watching the show I want to watch, and then I got invested. That show is bad, but I got invested.
It was good, seasons 1 and 2, and then it was very, very bad.
I don't know what season I was watching.
Was Prue alive?
Yes, but I don't think she had been previously.
Then that was when Shannon Doherty came back for a few episodes in like season 3.
Okay.
They
That's
killed her off.
wild. That's wild, Cass. That like with that amount of context, you were just like, I know exactly where you were.
I actually liked season 4, which like I didn't expect to when I
Season
watched
4
it because
was good.
I loved Prue, and then they killed her, and then I loved Paige, and I was like, oh man, there's actually some heavy
Paige was
storyline.
great.
They're great.
Rose McGowan was eating everything they gave her and just mother ate. And then it became the Phoebe fashion show.
That was fashion. Early 2000s, I mean. That was a time. That was a time.
I was just witnessing the facial journeys that happened there.
You watched Charmed, right? You watched Gilmore Girls. I don't know what you've watched.
I mean, yes, I did watch Gilmore Girls.
Never seen an episode of Gilmore Girls.
Don't.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
keep it that way, Cass. Keep it that
Hold on.
way.
Wait. Okay. One. Yes. Not because it's bad. Because like it is. But
It's
that's
just
not why.
worth it.
It's also. I don't need you to talk Gilmore Girls fast. You will. Anyone who gets stuck watching Gilmore Girls starts talking fast like them. I know. We watched it. We have nothing but that for a summer, and me, my mom, and my sister got stuck like that. It's bad.
See, that did not happen to me because I watched Gilmore Girls right after my accident, like when my husband was fully back to work, and while I was sort of home alone after my accident. So I was on OxyContin. I couldn't talk fast.
You were saved.
That's fair.
Your brain was moving that fast, but the mouth wouldn't.
My mouth wasn't. I'm joking. I wasn't actually on OxyContin at the time, but still, I didn't have anyone to talk to. It was really the thing.
So I will say I don't get like this on the stream, but I do talk that fast.
I believe that.
That is, you get enough caffeine and sugar in me, and
yeah, I do that.
Yeah. You've seen how fast Elsie and I type back and forth to each other? Yeah. It was the speed
It was real bad when I got back on my meds for the first time. I was just like, there's no filter. It's just coming right out. Okay. And we're not stopping. Lasted for about 2 days, I think.
Ain't no brakes on this train. Choo-choo.
Ain't going.
Woo! Anyway, hi guys.
Hi. I was gonna say, speaking of trains, I'm gonna get us back on track. And
I tried. I did the thing.
You did. You gave me the perfect opening. So hi, welcome. We are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that raises money for aid organizations and good causes. And currently we are raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. And at any point during this stream, you can either click where the subscribe button would usually be, and instead you will see the option to donate, or you can type !donate into the chat, and the link will come up that way, especially if you are on mobile or something like that. I am definitely scattered today, so my apologies. We are in the middle of moving, and my brain is soup, but that, I think, covers the most important part of our channel introduction, which is please do not give us fake cryptocurrency. Please just donate directly for the cause we are supporting. This is Redacted. Redacted is a psychological horror game and includes a number of content warnings, including medical abuse and neglect, institutionalization, cult activity, manipulation and gaslighting, serial killing and ritualistic murder, and burns and burning as a significant component of the content. What these characters are navigating. They're navigating very normal things right now. We'll get into that in a moment. In fact, I guess we'll start to get into that right now, because when I ask you to tell us who you are playing, might also be helpful to give us a breakdown of where your character/characters are currently at. And we're going to start, as always, with Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. Tonight I will be playing we're starting out with Harlow Keats. She has not been out before. She is very curious to see how this is going to go in this Slate Thorn that is not quite Slate Thorn. We'll get to the bottom of that. She is the Sage playbook. I will also maybe be playing Ivy Finley, the Hero playbook, original flavor, Kai Caldwell, the Martyr playbook, and everyone's worst drowned rat, Rebecca Dalton, who is the villain playbook. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Harlow is very curious.
And, just to clarify, this isn't usually something that needs to be clarified, but tonight it does. You are all in the same body.
Yep, we are still in one place, much to Kai and Ivy's frustration. We were a dead 50-50 split on trying to get out of the body.
We love to see it. Q, you are up next.
It's me. Hello. Hi, I'm Q, your friendly neighborhood cowboy maker. Tonight I'll be playing, let's see, Weston, who's the villain playbook, Raven the trickster, Christian the hero, and Russell the child. We are all in one body. We are of one accord, unlike the rest of some of these heathens. Definitely not concerned at all. Think? I don't remember who was in charge.
I know Russell had taken one of the last actions.
Right, but I don't know when the world shut down. I don't know that he was in charge. So I think we're going to kind of come into that as we're getting into the moment.
I like that. I think that makes sense. Sounds right. And then we get to our two on the bottom who are having some interesting things happen with their haunted house or haunted houses. Stella.
Sorry, trying to get the donations to work. They're not. I sent a message in the Discord. I'll see if somebody can fix that, but the donations are not currently functioning. So I am playing. Let's see. Right now we've got Rachel, who is the sort of owner of the original sort of owner of the body, now questionable. Rachel is currently sharing space with Dr. Finley, who is a German psychiatrist from the 19 teens. And he is, he's hanging out. I'm sure they're having a lovely time. They are both very stubborn people. And they used to have two other people in there, but now Siobhan is kind of off on her own in her own body, which is new. That hasn't been a thing since the 1930s?
Yeah, Justin, fucking
I
grip
haven't
it,
been in a
grip
body
it,
for quite
baby.
some time.
Slop that
It's
down, dude.
crazy.
Shit, yeah, dude.
Okay.
Crack one
Work
for the
for you,
big
JB.
boy.
I don't know why it's not working for me. I've tried it on my computer and on my phone.
It was a test. We will pass that along to Will, who maybe can figure it out.
Okay. And Siobhan is unfortunately Siobhan is the Martyr playbook, and she is unfortunately sharing the body with the bearer of the sacred flame. Who kind of got their own thing going on.
Which is fine. I think these combinations are stellar, and there is no way any of this could go wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Last but not least, Cass.
Hi. uh let's see. I have my notes open. I gotta see who's where. Tonight I am playing 4 people as well. Maybe 5, we don't know. We all have a gap in time. Don't look at me like that, Q. Anyway, yeah. Tonight I am playing. Let's start with Gwydion, who also has not been in a body for slightly longer than Siobhan. He is the trickster playbook. And he is sharing body space with Abraham, who is the wet rat's daddy. And Abraham is the parent playbook because he is a good dad. He removes problems from his child's life. And then he's a totally normal man. Don't worry about it. He's a great person. And then the other split, this is Mara, who is our contemporaneous person, not a ghost. Maybe. Unclear. I don't trust when you do the face thing, JD, where you just that face, that one. And Mara is our scientist playbook. And they are sharing space with Anna, who is the sage and a totally normal, not at all worrisome person to be around, who
No concern whatsoever.
I made her, and I'm still like, yeah, she's a little special. Look, she had
I'm
a
not
bad run-in
worried.
with the CIA. Yeah, it's just a bear is not worried. But yeah,
Fine.
her run-in with the CIA in the 60s and 70s did not end well for anyone. So, they made her what she is. Let's just put her that way.
The CIA did something unethical in the 60s?
What?
They
Why?
were never.
What?
That's
Really?
twice this. What is the
What?
prize?
They
I-
gave a woman who
Yeah, just
weighed
had
about
fun.
90
Rip it,
pounds
rip it,
soaking wet a
baby.
shit ton of
Slop that
LSD.
down, dude.
What?
Shit, yeah,
What?
dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Anyway, yeah. So, did I miss
Personally, I'm
anything?
shocked.
I don't
No,
think
I
I
think you
missed
got it.
anything. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got everyone.
That we know of. I want that to be clear to everybody in chat. That we
Right.
know of.
For now, right? For now.
For now. You won't just keep collecting ghosts, I'm
I don't
sure.
believe that. I don't believe
Look,
that. But
Q makes cowboys. We collect ghosts.
pew pew.
I feel like Q is going to be like, so can I create a cowboy as a ghost for this game?
We should all make cowboy ghosts.
I mean, everyone should be a cowboy.
Oh
I've got a
man,
hat right there.
I feel a Christmas special coming.
Oh,
A cowboy
Oh.
Christmas
A
special.
cowboy Ghost Island Christmas special.
y'all.
Okay, but like, okay,
Set
so
it
this place
in
is
like East Texas.
yeah. I was about to say
Yeah.
there gotta be ghost
Country.
towns. There's gotta be ghost
Oh,
towns
ghost
that
towns.
are
So many. So
that are
many.
so cursed. Oh my god. Sorry. Anyway, we were
We were on
Listen,
track.
stuff and also
We were
feelings.
so
we
on
are
track.
having a night, guys.
We are
Mhm.
having a night. I am also now thinking about that exact special. We'll see. Maybe that will be coming down the pike.
Pew.
But we are not there tonight. I am not going to do too much of an introduction for myself. I am JD. I would usually say that I will be playing everyone else, but, well, where we left off, there's no one else except for the 6 of you on this island. And so that is where we are going to jump in. We're going to put on some music for some atmosphere, of course, because that's important.
So I just immediately imagined the most inappropriate song I possibly could, which was in this case, I'm Blue.
I'm blue.
That is indeed what I am playing. How did you know, Della?
You know? We're just linked, man.
Okay, Alex got Return of the Mac stuck in my head earlier this week, and so it's just been on loop.
So, with that, we are going to jump in. When we had last seen the group of you, you had all been trapped in a liminal space at the funeral for Abraham. Finding out some new things about yourselves and each other. One of you having clarity that there is a fifth that showed up made of shadow and was taken down by a child with a flashlight. When that happened, the world around you changed. And you found yourself back on the island of Slatethorn. At least a version of the island of Slatethorn. And that island waits. That island watches. That island has seen this before and will see this again. And this island, it harbors many secrets. Secrets of fire and burning. Secrets of ash. Secrets of a church. Well, churches. Churches in the wild. Churches of dead girls. Churches with talk of revelations. And churches with talk of redemption. But secrets. Secrets all around, above and below. And right now, those secrets are of death and decay, of crumbling ruin, of what happens when nature takes over a place that was once inhabited. Where a town once stood, there are still the shells of buildings. Some that barely resemble what they once were, others in less repair than others, but all bearing the mark being abandoned. Buildings where the doors still remain, those doors are standing open. Cars have been left rusting in driveways as the salt has worn away layers of paint and started to wear down the metal as well, as the sun has finished that job, taking the salt solidly in. Places that still have remnants of children, toys and bikes left laying in the yard. And the few larger buildings are no different. So one would imagine their foundations would have been stronger, would have been designed to keep them upright for longer, that they would not have those sagging porches and floors that the houses do, but that can't stop nature. That can't stop the vines and foliage from reaching out and covering the sides, breaking through windows, leaving shattered glass somewhere below, almost as though they're trying to pull that building down, brick by brick by brick. The island watches. The island waits. And most importantly, the island sees you. When you, each of you, seek your answers and look back, what will you see? And that is where we are going to begin with our group of 6 standing in what was once the center of the town.
So anybody have any guesses as to what's I we got a few extra bodies, I think.
Evidently.
I haven't been out before, but the number has definitely increased.
I've been dead for
Got more
over
ghosts?
100 years. I look really good for dead.
You
Like-
look really good for alive.
Thank you. And
I. Well, this is surprising. And Rachel's just like, all right, I've got Finley here with me.
Which
Yeah,
means
I've got the other one.
Oh,
I've got Abraham.
You're
Anna's
gonna-
real loud. Anna's so loud, guys. Oh my god. Oh.
okay.
yeah, good to know she hasn't changed. You're gonna want to keep that one locked up. Just throw that key away. I'm Harlow, by the way. Nice to officially meet.
It's very nice to meet
Hi.
you. Very nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Christian.
Christian.
Lovely to meet you.
Okay.
Christian? Wait,
Yes.
did we meet?
I'm not entirely sure.
No, did I meet? No. Hold on. Which was the version of you that was a who was the journalist?
Christian.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
no, that was me.
That was you.
That was me,
you.
yes.
All right. Sorry, it's very different seeing you like with my own eyes.
Oh, fair. Yeah. I mean, well, this isn't really me,
I understand.
but yeah.
Oh.
I think we should
Mara
get
and
somewhere.
Gwyn are just looking at each other, by the way, like
like, just panic, just eyes panicked.
well, because Gwyn's literally been there since day one for Mara. Like he's been awake since before the island. So like
Don't know what to do. I don't know about the rest of you all, but I would really like to get somewhere that has a covering over my head. Just something about it. I need something over my noggin.
I
There's a
played this
few
video game.
buildings.
We do need to go inside.
It just feels better.
There's some
Yeah.
buildings that still have roofs. I would recommend we go in there.
Right. And away
Let's-
from windows, probably.
See what we
Probably.
can
Let's
manage.
not go back to sort of gesturing vaguely in the direction of Siobhan. Rachel, let's not go back to, old Bernie McGee's place.
How about the historical society? Is that still standing? Is it still standing?
I wonder if. Quid, do you think your shed is still standing? The research shed. We had the hideaway, and Gwyd had been like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you had the shed. I would actually, you know what, let's make this a sort of like trip, right? We can make it a field trip. I would like us to go to the museum
I want to go
Why?
to the.
because I think it'll be good to have more details that
Exactly.
they've probably hidden right in front of our faces. And
Sure.
also, I want to meet the person who's running this exhibit.
I don't know there's going to be much of a person there at the moment, but
I feel like there might be someone running this exhibit.
Experiment, sure, yeah. Anna, shut the fuck up.
She's a
Stop.
peach, isn't she?
Oh, she's great.
Mm.
That's a good idea. Stop.
the good doctor and I are both very interested in seeing who has fucked about with the shed. How
That
much
is also
how much
Oh,
fuckery
yeah,
has
'cause
occurred in and around the shed in what appears to have been given by this growth quite some time.
Which is why
Rachel,
I'm with
Rachel.
Christian on the museum. That might give us a sense of how far along time moved before everything died.
Rachel.
Yeah. Mara?
Abe came out in the shed, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he close it up?
Not completely.
That could be
Mhm.
interesting.
I was gonna tell you, when next you
Mhm.
came out, but
And then the
and
brunch
then
was
the
ruined.
all
Yeah.
the brunch
And
was
then we-
ruined.
and then we got to see what you were thinking.
Yeah.
That was not pleasant.
Over in
No.
over in Siobhan's bodies. You should have listened.
You know, I'm gonna look
Lock
at
it.
Gwyd and I'm just gonna point like between his eyes and go, I wasn't in control, but you are correct. What do you want me to call you, by the way?
I'm the bearer.
That's it, bearer.
That's their title. They don't have a name they use.
Okay, I'm just checking. I've only limited interact. Can I call you just bear? I'm gonna forget the
I am the bearer of the sacred flame. What you choose to call me has no bearing on what I am.
Anna. Not those are very much staying inside thoughts. I don't care. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She hasn't changed at all.
No.
You get used to it. And that's like you can see the shift.
I
As
can say
Raven.
I did not care.
Oh, Raven.
I did not
Hi.
particularly care for her. She did not.
Hello.
So
Oh.
long. So long.
Alright.
Oh, she has thoughts. Oh, okay.
Are they productive thoughts or are they
Nope.
salacious
Nope.
thoughts? Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
So, hey, JD,
Yes, Q.
are there like cars anywhere that look like they may be like usable? Anywhere at all?
There are not.
But bikes? Are the bikes fucked too?
What bikes?
This is
Most-
Silent Hill, y'all. Nothing's running.
Most of the bikes look pretty decimated as well. No
I think
air
that's
in
gonna
the
be right. It's
tires,
us.
rusted metal, all of that.
Looks like we're rucking it.
There's a cigarette from somewhere on his person.
Did you take that out of my fanny pack? How'd you manage that?
I'm very good with my hands.
Evidently.
Anyway, so I think we should get going. figure out what we can do, and also where, when,
I was gonna say it's when.
and why we are. You know, all of the important journalist questions. I have a journalist in my head, so that's why I asked.
I think your journalist friend has the right idea. We should check the museum first, and then we should hit the shed.
hmm
Abraham is not going to be very useful, which means I'm not going to be very useful. He's grappling with a second death. So,
Okay, well,
That's hard. It's
uh-huh.
real. It's
right.
hard.
I imagine. Don't let it be a third, I guess. I don't really
Well,
know. Anyway,
is that
my
gonna happen?
best.
Is that gonna happen to us now? I mean, we've got bodies.
oh,
Eventually, they're
another
gonna
death,
run out.
maybe.
I've got my body back.
Yeah, it's a weird little reincarnation situation.
Oh
that's
wow!
I
going on
literally,
here.
I'm pretty sure was Ash in the TB ward.
You were. I
Yeah.
remember researching that place. You were definitely dust.
Well, I could tell you this that Finley has some very different memories of your body that I have had shared with me, and that
Mhm.
is interesting information.
He would know.
So would I.
I would
I
like to know. I feel like I'm being left out of something very interesting.
If it weren't Abraham in my head, Raven, sure.
I
I mean, is it like you and Weston? Just
That was Mara. Well, I mean, I was there, but that was me and Mara.
who's the both of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
But
basically,
Mara
yeah,
looks
it's the
like
same.
that, and
Right,
now I
yeah.
look like this.
I mean, we don't care.
Would you describe Gwydion for us?
Gwydion is a very, very attractive Welshman. Very classically handsome, strong nose. Yeah. Swept back, dark hair. Yeah. Very attractive.
Cass graced us with a picture,
I
so
did.
I wanted to make sure you could experience this as well.
Chat, look up a guy named Ivor Novello or Novello. Mm-hmm.
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 And so we are on our way to the museum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just casually. This isn't a read the room roll, but I'd like each of you to roll with awareness as you're
Oh
walking.
dear.
Mm-hmm.
real casual.
Great.
So for those of us who are split, are we making 2 rolls?
No, just one. That'll count for the both of you.
Oh, but we get to pick which playbook to roll off of.
Yep, I'll give you that.
You know, I probably should have had my character sheet open.
It's fine. It's literally
It's fine. It's literally fine.
Not even
I
a picture
pre-rolled all my dice, and a full half of them rolled ones. So I didn't pick my dice up just now from the pile that rolled ones. I picked them up from the pile that rolled 5s and 6s. And then I rolled a 2 and a 3. Plus 2.
Oh.
Plus 2.
Incredible.
23 plus 1. So I was gonna use Al's eyes, but I guess not. So yeah. So that's
I got
is that psychic damage or is that an insight, JD?
That's insight.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
11.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone can see.
I got a 5, so I'm taking an insight, but I'm gonna go ahead and you know, take +1 to something.
I think that is very, very fair. And for Q, were you rolling with Raven's playbook?
Mhm.
Okay. So for the two of you that have duplicated, I think this makes sense because you are trying to process so many things from eyes that have not looked out in this way before. And that is a lot to be juggling because I would imagine for each of you, there is also a focus on keeping an eye on the other body and who is in it, as well as navigating conversations with it. So that combined with various remembrances of places that you're walking through. Nothing significant, but the remembrance of, oh, that was the bar, these were the stores here at different points. They're all now gone. There's nothing you really pick up along the way. And with Harlow being in front for the first time, it also makes sense that there are other things that she is processing in this moment as they look around.
They haven't been out since they died originally. So yeah, there's a lot to process.
And I think for you, it is more of a acclimating to what the changes have been over time. But for Raven, you've already had a chance to do that. You've already walked around this town several times.
Mhm.
You know what had been updated in, God, when did we start this? 2023? I wanted to say 2022, and I was like, it hasn't been 2 years, but I had that moment. So since 2023, you have seen the storefronts that were changed from when you had last walked these streets. And that's why you're the one to notice. While some of the names of stores are no longer there, you recognize these because they're the same as they were in 2023
Mm.
when you came back. Exactly identical. The faded paint, same colors.
Mhm.
This looks like you just left and somehow 100 years of decay.
I think Raven's gonna walk into one of the stores. Uh, gonna see if there's anything still in the stores or if it's just all been cleared out. Like, does it look like this place got just abandoned, or does it look like this town fell?
I'm imagining that the place you walk into is the bar. And immediately it becomes evident that it is like people just walked out and never came back one day. There are still bottles upon bottles behind the bar.
Mm.
Everything is covered in dust, and there is some furniture that has started to buckle and fall apart. But this isn't intentional human destruction. No one came in here and started breaking chairs or trashed the place.
Okay.
This is all like it would have been trapped in time if it could have also somehow been kept in the condition it had been, if there was anyone to take care of it.
Okay. Are there any lights that I can turn on? Is power still running? That's the question.
You flick the switch, nothing happens.
Mm. Okay. Raven is, of course, going to grab a bottle, probably two. I'm sure there's or we're gonna hope that there's a dry rag behind the bar. He's just gonna wipe off one of the bottles, or the bottles that he's taking. Um, one of them he's just gonna take straight to the head because that seems like the thing to do. Um, Christian internally does go, now, not too much of that. There's a child in here, and I don't need the most powerful of us, who is a child, drunk off his knickers. Okay, so Raven will take one last sip, and then we'll walk outside to rejoin the others.
Find anything?
Anyone find anything interesting?
No, did you? You're the one who wandered into the bar.
Well, yeah.
And?
Oh, it's like everyone just up and left. Like the whole town got raptured. No one was left behind. These are all the same storefronts. It's just like someone called cut on the set and then just sort of left it until the actors came back, except the actors never did come back. Except, I guess now we're the actors again, so there's that.
Huh.
I'm just hearing there's no one here to tell us not to go in places that might have useful information for us.
So I brought rum and vodka. Rum for drinking, vodka for cleaning. That might be useful.
No, that's bad.
Everclear. Oh my god, I cannot tell you how bad that hurts my throat. Jesus.
Everclear.
No, they didn't have Everclear. So it's alcohol, except you don't want it because
I mean, at
it's.
that point, you should just drink paint remover.
I mean, it's
Oh
basically the same
no.
thing.
It wants it for starting fires.
Yeah.
Are we shocked?
What's there to accomplish? Everything's already fucked and rotted.
Oh, you don't want to know the answer to that.
I don't.
And I
care.
Let me
wanted-
let
know the
me
answer to that, honestly.
let me go ahead and let you know it's eschatological.
Mm.
That was a big
Rachel,
word, huh? That was hot. I like that.
Siobhan was maybe about to say something, but when you say that, just fully turns pink. And again, Siobhan looks like a little porcelain Irish dancer doll.
Mm-hmm.
Like she looks like a clip art of like a little Irish girl. It's
Amazing.
ridiculous.
Amazing.
Except she's wearing a little like she's not wearing the little step dancer dress. She's wearing like bell bottom jeans and like one of those like a little like a crochet granny square like vest over a t-shirt. Rachel, meanwhile, JD, I want to ask you something.
Please.
Rachel, in her professional years, was pretty good at looking for bugs at people watching her. Can I feel like she knows enough that she's not going to be like, "Oh, I feel someone watching me," because that doesn't actually work. Like that has more to do with what stress hormones your body is secreting at the time and less to do with anyone actually watching you. She's going to be she's looking for cameras. She's looking for cameras, she's looking for anything like that. And I think she's got Finley with her also looking. I think she's kind of like letting him in, letting him ride in her eyes a little bit. Cuz he's got, she's got the like she's got the body and she's got kind of the awareness, but he's a generator, man. Uh
I would like you to roll with awareness.
Sick. Um yeah, I feel like this is read the room.
I think that's fair.
All right.
Similarly, JD, I have a move called Dragon's Horde for Gwydion.
Oh,
Della!
Let's go.
it's my husband.
Let's go, Finley!
Let's go, Finley.
Gwydion's gonna let Finley work. Hold on.
And so, Rachel, you begin looking around with the assistance of Finley, and that makes sense because you had been a part of seeing some of those reminders and various ways of monitoring and moderating behavior that you had seen before. And so you're glancing around in a discreet way, you know, looking at corners, looking at shadowed places, looking even where cameras would be, you know, stoplights and things like that. And I imagine even sort of like stepping into some of the shops, kind of checking them out too, running your hands over things. You don't find anything. And that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise a bit because what had just been said about this seeming like an empty set that people had just walked off of, and now the six of you are the only actors, that fit with those experiences you were having on the island of things feeling staged, of them not feeling real, of empty houses that seemed more like props than actual places to live. You are certain no one is monitoring this. And what is even more unnerving is you're pretty sure they were. Like when you left, if this were exactly the same, those would still be there. Because why wouldn't they be?
They packed up and left town. JD, one more piece of information. Slate Thorn, is it an island in the Chesapeake Bay or is it an island off the coast of Maryland, the Atlantic?
Off the coast of Maryland in the Atlantic.
Damn. So we can't just walk home. uh, for those who are not around, the Chesapeake Bay is 6 feet deep at its max. You can walk across the entire Chesapeake Bay. Um, uh, there's no one watching us now.
So we left, and Mara's bosses just said, "That's it. We're done."
Uh, I don't.
Well, they wouldn't give up. This is their pet experiment, and Mara's looking at Gwyd, and I think I do want to try that dragon sword move. If I can. What am I rolling for that? But that would be a knowledge roll, right?
Believe so.
Since I
Quickly
yanked
scrolling
this
down
from
to that.
another playbook.
Yes, that will be knowledge.
So it's a flat roll for Gwydion. Well, that bodes well. That is a 5. Never mind. Gwydion doesn't know anything.
Gwydion's just there to look hot and cause problems, not know things.
You know, you're not wrong.
Eat hot
I
chip
mean,
and lie.
Eat hot chip.
And I think once again this makes sense because Gwydion has a lot of knowledge because of his time spent with Mara. But Gwydion also isn't Mara. And so with this separation, as Gwydion is trying to think about what he knows and what he has seen with the organization that Mara works for, that's technically not his information. That is Mara's. And I think he finds some blocks in remembering that as a result.
Well, you do always get to ask the question, what piece of information do I have access to that no one else does?
That is true.
That is true. I do get to ask that. So what does he know? What little tidbit does he know?
Gwydion.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting one because that does imply Mara would not. So I think in this instance, I'm still going to give you what I was going to give you, which Mara would also have. But I think what Gwydion has is the knowledge of stealth. And so Mara does know where the organization's base of operations was on the island. Mara knows how to get in. Gwydion knows how to get in if those normal entrances are blocked. Because he knows all of the entrances and exits. And for Mara, they didn't need to use those. They just needed the one they had permission to access.
It'll become relevant when it becomes relevant. We're going to the museum.
And I would like to ask, as we are walking to the museum, what is going through everyone's head with the knowledge you've either just remembered and perhaps kept to yourself, / received in communication with one another? What are each of you thinking?
I think that Christian definitely wants some answers, but Raven snuck in mostly because he's curious. think this is a fun little mystery, like a new level to it, like a new layer. So he wants to see where this one goes.
So we've got some curiosity.
I think Harlow is very much wary because they've been to this island before and it was not what it seemed. But now it's even. Now it doesn't even look like it's trying to pretend to be something it's not anymore. And Harlow can't help but get a memory from Kai as they're walking to the museum when they were in the Historical Society Museum earlier. A few days ago? Time is weird. And they were told that there is a book about the cult on the island, but supposedly there's not a copy on the island because some old legend that whoever brings a copy of the book to the island, something unfortunate will happen to them. So Harlow kind of can't help but wonder what'll happen now that the author of the book is back on the island. And it's more anticipation than dread.
How about for our duplicates?
I think uh right now Rachel and Finley are like completely aligned. Like they're both like they've left. There's only a couple of reasons why they there's only a couple of reasons why they would have left. Yes, either they are dead, they have died. This is clearly a generational project. I don't feel like that doesn't seem likely, but it's possible. Yes, they ran out of funding, also a possibility. It became more expensive than it was worth. Or they got what they needed. Um, and over in the other body, I think Siobhan is just like in just like existing in her senses in a way that she hasn't in so long. I think she's really just kind of like Siobhan was a little bit of like a uh she would never in the ever in her life have called herself this. She's a little bit of an Epicurean. She was a little bit like really she loved like philosophy and joy and companionship and just being alive. Like she really, really liked just being in her senses. She had fun um being alive. And that was really stolen from her. So she's just like, this is the greatest thing that could have happened to her. The bear is being quiet.
That seems fine.
Gwydion spent the first few minutes walking, shutting Abraham down. Like, shut the fuck up. And for once in your goddamn life, you're now unlife for the third time. Pay attention. Your child is in that body. You want to protect her. I need you to help me be eyes in this situation. And then he starts trying desperately. Well, Gwyd is just, he knows he's come back before because the shed exists and he left it for himself. And he wouldn't have done that without a reason. He's gathered all this information. He's been in the background of all of this. He's trying to jog his own fucking memory of his own previous lives in the lives of these other people. Because obviously they let him, or he was able to take control at some point to go to the shed and put it together. Anna and Abraham gave him the time to do this one way or another. So he's trying to figure out how. And he's desperately trying to. Yeah. And Mara's listening to Anna chatter in the back of her brain about every single time she ever spied on the Bearer and Raven and Harlow. And is just kind of like half listening and taking in this information, but is also, they wouldn't just leave. Who made them leave? Kind of the same similar Finley and Rachel conversation, but with herself of where would they go? What would they do? And then Anna goes, what about the shadow? And Mara just kind of like, I think, stops dead in the street. Is it daytime?
It is. It's about midday, you would estimate, by where the sun is in the sky.
How
It's
long has it been?
probably, it's probably like 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
How
Has it
long has it
been
been midday? Yeah.
midday? Yeah.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
There is some looking back and forth between the way the shadows fall on the street and where the sun is up above. And it's moving,
Mm-hmm.
but it's moving very, very slowly.
Slower
Especially
than it
for
should.
the time of year. Because you all came here in the fall. Well, 3 of you came here in the fall.
Yeah.
And if it were a season, the sun doesn't even move this slowly in the summer.
Yeah. So Mara has that realization, comes to a dead stop in the street, and I'm assuming Gwyd is walking next to her, and so she just throws an arm out in front of him. We're not in Slatethorn. We're on the island.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is real. I think we're still in liminal fucking space. Sun. It was October. Where's the chill in the air? Where's the low-lying winter sun? We've been walking 15 minutes. Shadows really haven't moved all that much.
And they should have.
And they should have.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Q.
Okay. So does that mean we have the place to ourselves?
No.
No.
Mm.
Think about who popped us here. Who showed up?
The shadow.
Thurston, too.
Mm.
Oh,
Of
fabulous.
course he did.
So we got at least 3 problems. my bosses, Thurston, shadow person. And did you say something about a devil? Did I hear those words come out of your mouth?
Oh, that was the same. The shadow and the
That was
devil.
the shadow. Okay.
Shadow
Yeah,
Devil.
yeah.
Wonderful.
I was resurrecting a dead guy.
No worries. It was the devil like in the tarot cards.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, major arcana, the devil, not
Oh.
okay, that's different.
yeah,
That's
Ra-
actually better. We can work with that.
Yeah.
right.
Rachel saw no cameras or windows, viewports. And if there is one thing that Thurston is, it is a voyeur.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
What if this is just like a big fishbowl?
It is
What if it's not
possi-
his fishbowl?
I think that's the thing. I don't think this does not have Thurston's feel. Thurston would not leave us alone.
Yeah.
He liked to poke and prod.
And gloat.
Yes, we would
Yeah.
have heard about it. Especially Gwydion being out now. He
Yeah.
would have said something to you.
Oh, yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
That's
I think
fair.
I might have been his least favorite patient. So, you know.
Ivy's pretty sure you were. Yeah.
Oh. Deserve
You
a
did
trophy.
annoy that man.
Did my best to annoy that man.
It worked.
It's the right way to be. No, I don't. There is no one watching. There's no one watching.
Right. So
So, full
There's-
disclosure, guys. Bosses used to visit me in my dreams and have little chat,
Oh.
Okay.
which tells me they have a way of hopping liminal space.
okay, then is
Okay.
this perhaps a dream
Uh,
or just one of those weird liminal spaces?
mm, is it just me or did the stream just die?
And
Ooh.
I think it's just you. I still see it.
Okay. That was weird.
Technically.
Uh,
It's haunted. It's so haunted.
It was literally like network error.
I think
Bye. And I was like, what
I
was I
think-
saying? I think it might be take your ghost to work day.
It's,
I like our plan. Museum, shed, tunnels under the island to the office.
oh,
Mhm.
all right.
we didn't ever really get to go to see him, except maybe one of us did, right?
See who?
The hermit that lives in the tunnels.
Heavens.
The
Yeah.
who?
The hermit. that
Yeah.
lives in the
Evan.
tunnels.
Yeah.
Kai got that little interview.
What's
one
the
who-
hermit's name?
Evans.
Evans.
Who's
Evans.
the mayor's friend.
He's the one who
Right.
draws the bears.
Yeah, he kind of went a little
Do
off.
I know about Evans?
That's
Does
the
Mara know about
strange
Evans?
thing.
Because I don't think
You
Mara
don't.
does.
You
Evans.
absolutely do not.
Yeah.
I know everyone on this island.
You sure?
Everyone.
You don't know
Supposed
Evans?
to. I was the inside person.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm the control for the experiment. So I think probably just another variable.
Mm.
I don't know.
Double blind.
Double blind.
Okay.
Evans is not a name I have ever heard. And he's in the tunnels.
Well, he was. Yeah. I doubt very highly he is right now. If he is,
And
that's
the
weird.
mayor knew him.
Yeah. Like
We're
Seems
My
to
pretty
be
sure.
best.
coworker
We're
The
pre-
one I hit with a truck.
We're pretty sure that's why he was thrown in front of your truck.
Yeah.
He got clawed by something before he
Yeah, I
was, if I
don't
recall right.
I don't think we
It's
were
true.
supposed to go there.
It's a little weird.
I think we were supposed to run him over and he was supposed to fully die.
But I winged him instead.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky.
And we got him to a hospital in time and made sure they didn't smother him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Della, as Rachel says that and reflects on that, that pulls a piece of information back into the forefront of your mind, because when you were at the hospital, you were watching like a hawk to make
Mhm.
sure no one in that room giving him emergency treatment was going to accidentally do something that would jeopardize his stability or safety.
Mhm.
And you remember that they were deeply, deeply committed to saving him.
Mhm.
And I think it's fair to say that that brings a question in your mind: who then was orchestrating that? Because if Mara is right, and the intention was to kill the mayor in that moment, that would have been so easy to make happen. But no one at that hospital wanted that to happen, and you knew that was genuine.
I relay that to the group. And then my assumption at the time was that maybe this was meant to be a message and somebody higher up thought, well, he won't do that again. But now I'm wondering if the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing.
Factions breaking out.
So we have multiple pieces, multiple players on the board.
Time is a
Oh,
flat circle.
fun. You know, I've suddenly realized that I'm not smart enough for this conversation. I'm gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
See you
Yeah.
Bye,
later.
Raven. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Y'all. No, you got a thought, Harlow. What is it?
Well, he had claw marks. It's very weird to see someone else's memories. He had claw marks on him when he was hit, so he was attacked by something.
Yeah, that ties into what I was gonna say.
Finish with Rebecca. Thank you.
We all
Thank
have
you.
a gap.
Rebecca saw claws in a dream she had
Mm-hmm.
with Isaiah in a confessional. He was telling her all the ways she was a black hole and void and always broken, and
God, can we kill him again?
I'd love
Oh, I would
that.
love
I'd
to.
love that.
Oh, that was so
But
satisfying.
keep
Abraham
killing
would
him.
also like to, I'm sure, based on the look on Gwyn's face.
But she woke up just as claws shattered through the confessional.
Great.
So about
Claws. I don't know if that means they were Isaiah's or something else. But
Something else.
So there's a gap between Bearer, Raven, Harlow, Anna, and Kai, Mara, Weston, and Rachel. There's a big gap. It's a big, big gap.
well, it did
About 50
take them
years.
a little bit to finally catch up and kill
No,
me.
no. No, see,
Longer
there's evidence in the shed that Gwyd was here.
in
in the
that
gap.
between time.
N-
In the gap.
Not a lot. attacks, newspaper clippings about attacks, bear attacks. Not a lot else.
Evans
Gwyd left very
believed there were
detailed
bears on this island, which
Mm,
there's not.
mm.
There's a bearer. There's not bears.
Yeah, that was an article that Christian posted, and people just ran away with it.
Consider bears are an excuse for another round of this, and that's our competing faction. Maybe.
Bear faction.
Not bear, just the ones that are doing the killing.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. If we've got the bear and bears in my accent, that's not gonna work. It's gonna get real confusing real quick.
Same.
We gotta find a
Oh,
different.
no.
It's
That's
just not.
fair. I didn't consider that. I'm sorry,
I'm-
Siobhan.
Originally from like just over the mountains, so like, you know, not too, yeah. Hence me wanting to call bear. Anyway, who killed the girl the first night?
We didn't figure that out.
I'm
We
pretty
didn't.
sure it's that fucker. I'm pretty sure, and I think
I'm
Siobhan,
almost positive.
Siobhan and Rachel say it almost at the exact same time. I'm pretty sure it's that fucker Isaiah. Isaiah
Mm.
2, Electric Boogaloo. Siobhan doesn't say that bit, but Rachel does.
What a phrase. So, but Isaiah was not attached to anyone when you all encountered him. He was just free agent. But you shot him.
No. Yeah, no. He was
No,
out there running
Yes.
around.
Full
I think
ghosty.
but no, there's a new Isaiah. There's his grandson.
Yes.
yeah.
And he was real sad, but he's got that fucking jacket. He's got that fucking jacket.
Okay, well, so about that, I and I left him at the hotel.
Uh-huh.
The hotel that got set on fire.
Well, he
Well,
left
yes.
afterwards because he had to get his brother because his brother was getting arrested for the murder. But he
Yeah.
has an alibi.
Also, OG Isaiah popped out like Gwyd and Siobhan here.
Oh, like a
Ah.
split situation.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
Mhm.
Wait, is that what Thurston's
Who
doing
he
now?
split
That
off of.
Sophie's
we
off
don't
the
know.
board? Is that what Thurston's just figured out how to do? Free agent?
No. Wait. The
How come we've been-
killing,
We don't know.
it was different. It was different, though.
It was different. They said it was a bear.
No.
I was told it was a bear.
That killed the girl our first night?
No, not her. She was definitely like done like Isaiah and
Yeah, it
Rebecca
was like the
victims.
Ash
It was
Wednesday
like
killer,
Isaiah's
right?
murders.
Yeah.
She
Except it
even
was
had the
different.
cross.
But she died in pain. It was
She
messy.
did. That was what was
Was
different.
there another?
Isaiah
there
did
another-
not kill
Mm-mm.
painfully.
Yes.
He used drugs.
Yes, that Rebecca wanted it to be painless. They didn't deserve to suffer.
She died bloody.
Yeah.
She did.
You heard the screaming.
Bloody, like with
A
like
bear.
a bear attack.
No, she was stabbed.
Yeah.
What if they're just copycatting now? They're refining their
What if it
formula.
was a cover up? And also, it was what was
Gwyd.
used to get us trapped in here.
Well,
Well,
fuck, it
Gwyd.
worked.
Gwyd,
The
Yeah.
I got,
podcasters were supposed to do that, I think.
yeah,
Well,
Uh,
that didn't work.
No.
Gwyd, I got a question. I got another question for you.
Okay.
You've been around multiple times. You've been skipping around, body skipping around.
Yep.
You God, I had it. I had it for a second. It went away. Is this, do people with us, with the multiple ghosts,
Mhm.
does this shit happen? Is this congruent with the past where
Okay.
the people could come back to the island with ghosts and are like, oh shit, there's a whole mess of ghosts, and we've all got ghosts, and this is a whole thing. Is this usual, generationally speaking?
I don't know. Because my memory this time around starts the day she was born.
Mm.
A few weeks before that, if I'm honest. Her dad played shit music, but she heard my voice first coming into this world. I was aware of her just before she entered the world.
Weird.
It was warm though. But I don't remember any of the other times I've been here. I know I was because the shed has things, right? Like I have my own handwriting in there.
Okay.
I got boxes of Anna's documents in there that she doesn't remember either.
Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
Hey, weirdo.
Oh, that's mean.
No, it's just what we call y'all.
That's
Uh,
No, they're right. They're right. We were the weirdos, mister.
can you still do remote viewing?
You gotta ask a little nicer.
Hey, Anna, could you please do some remote viewing right on into the offices of some folks? Have you ever tried to remotely view the offices of your host bosses?
I haven't been out very long. And she's being really nice letting me out right now.
I'm very, very glad that she is. Um, sort of shoots a look at Siobhan, who's like, mm-mm. uh, so I'm just wondering because there's some paperwork I personally would love to see, and I don't reckon they're gonna let me slip a bug in there or let me, walk in and do the old, oops, I knocked over your file folders. Let me shuffle in a couple, shuffle out a couple, you know.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
I'm
think you
thinking. Because I've not tried on them since we've been here. I wonder. So, JD,
Mm-hmm.
I have this move called I've seen this all before. When you use this move, ask the analyst what is about to happen. The analyst will describe what I see, notice, and recognize, and that allows me to see what is about to happen with enough time to act in whatever way I see fit. Well, I'm going to throw a little theory at you.
Okay.
Anna wants to see, because now that she's heard Mara vocalize, we need to get into the tunnels, we need to go to the office. Anna wants to see what happens when we arrive at the office. Like, wants to see that sequence of events. What would you like me to roll?
You don't need to roll to use this move.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't. Okay. So Anna's eyes, or Mara's eyes, roll back in her head. And like Gwyn immediately just like stabilizes her.
And so you take. I don't even think you take this moment. This is purely involuntary. And it is designed to keep you slash the body slash whichever body you're in safe. Because by knowing what is about to happen, you can take action on that. And Anna knows that there have been times that she's done this that have averted catastrophe. It's one of the reasons she survived as long as she did in a situation that would have been very easy to not survive in. You see yourself, well, yourselves, the entire group, moving through the tunnels. At some point, someone has found a headlamp, and it is old. It is amazing that it is still working. It is flickering. And so movement is very, very slow. You all are clustered together around this small source of light. As you move through the tunnels to the place where the tunnels connect to the offices, at least the ones that are here. It's, a satellite location, of course, not the main facility, but it is enough. And you are already mentally, and you're not sure which one, whether it's Gwydion, whether it's Mara, even though now there's that physical separation and you're not all together. Someone is running through the floor plans from what they remember, prepared to guide the rest of you through this building. You're already anticipating, well, you're not sure what. Maybe you'll walk in and it will be just as abandoned as everything is up here. Maybe you'll walk in and it will have been fully cleared out. Maybe you'll walk in and everyone will be working as though this were a normal day. And you're not sure which is the most concerning outcome. But what you're not expecting is what you find. Because as you're moving through those tunnels, light capturing cracks in the walls, footsteps echoing way too far in front of you and behind you. You realize that you're still walking. And you should have hit that door. And you keep walking. Beyond what you're pretty sure is the length of the island. Somewhere beneath the water surrounding it. And you, Anna, you can feel that water above you. You can feel the weight of that pressing down. And you don't see it, but you know that if you keep going, that cement above you is going to crack. It's going to fall in, and the 6 of you will be entombed in the rubble beneath the waves. That is where we are going to take our break.
Bruh, where's the office?
Don't worry about it.
The office is really been up.
You will find out so many things as we continue, but for now, we're going to go stretch, get water, and in 10 minutes, we will be right back.
About
That's
how
sweet,
I had
Mother.
to change my sheets when I got home because they smelled like onion.
She was bringing presents.
It was a gift.
Presents. They
I
were
turned
on
to
the
send
floor.
her.
She picked them up off the floor.
I turned to send her. I don't want it.
Yeah.
There's a reason it was in the sink in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Because I had scooped some pico de gallo into my lunch and finished the
Until you
container.
were done with that. Yeah.
I was done with that.
So it was free real estate, is what I'm hearing.
No, see, JD, what you need to know is that Maleficent was named too well. And she does not recognize it a surface in the house that she will not attempt to be on, including the
Correct.
wall.
Yep, no, that's valid.
The tracks, yeah.
When she was a kitten, I literally came home one day and she was climbing the door frames with her little toesies like American Ninja Warrior. And she still routinely, hello Raiders.
Hello,
Raiders.
She
Raiders.
still routinely
Oh,
sits
hi.
herself on top of the door. Not just the little like 1 inch. Yeah. Sits herself on top of the door. She's a black cat. I don't keep a lot of lights on in my house.
Oh no.
So
And
you
routine
just-
and we'll drop down to say hi.
So you just got shadow traps. You just got what? she just be going, you activated my trap card. Got it.
Now,
Got
I
it.
have trained her out of expecting me to catch her. So that's
Oh.
good. Because my first instinct is not to catch the thing jumping out of me at night. My first instinct is to yeet the thing. She did get she did it in my bedroom one night, and I think she was 5 months old when I got her. She came from an animal hoarding case, so she did not know what to do with space and like one other cat and a dog who treated her like a child. So like she jumped down on me one night, and I Mr. Miyagi'd her across.
Incredible.
Like
Spectacular.
Wax on.
Just what?
it's like the door opens and it's only like a 5-foot gap between the door and my bed, right? So like she drops down and I literally like spun her around and pushed and she landed on the bed and she's never tried to jump on me again.
That's fantastic.
When she learned.
She's a very smart cat.
I don't know that I can describe anything more horrifying than that image of a shadow detaching from the wall and launching at you.
Oh, I want to just let you know that's what having children is. I came back inside every morning. I go outside and I write in my little book because that's the kind of fucking dweeb I am. And when I come inside last week, my son and shut the door, my son is standing behind the door in his Pikachu PJs with the little hood up, with the little ears coming down, like a fucking ghost from a Japanese horror movie. And he looks at me and he says, "Hi, mommy." And I cussed a lot, and then I said those are grown-up words. I said a whole lot of grown-up words. So
I can't remember if this is the stream that I told the story of me and my dad and the snake toy or not. So,
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Oh, the snake toy
Me and Della's
wars.
son like this. I scared the shit out of my mom in the office the other day. We were the only people there. It was before 8. I had gotten there early. And like she didn't know I was there, and I like stood in her doorway for a solid 30 seconds to her office. And I didn't realize she hadn't heard me. I thought she was just finishing what she was doing. She turned around and she went, "Fuck!" As the CEO is walking by.
Yep.
And Mike was just like, Janice? I was like, I scared her. I'm sorry.
I get my dad like that all the time.
Mhm.
I just be walking. It's like, bro,
We used to do that to my mom.
I can only be so loud. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sorry.
You should try wearing a Pikachu onesie.
You should.
Uh,
It's
You know
really
what? I
bad.
imagine they've got to make one in my
They gotta
size. They
make one
have
in your
to.
size.
They have to.
If they don't, you should commission one. 'Cause
Okay, for sure. For sure.
Yep.
And then report back.
yeah.
Oh,
Tell
for
us how
sure.
that works.
No, I mean, it'll definitely be on stream one time.
Here we go.
Hi, mommy.
You just, it's like, no, come back without me, and the camera's off, and then like it pops up. Hi, mommy. I have a
You
Stitch
want-
onesie. I could do that right now.
Do you want some fucking Teddy Grahams, kid? I'll give you some fucking Teddy Grahams, but you gotta wait for my heart rate to go down.
A box of Teddy Grahams for 5 minutes apiece. I swear to fuck, kid. I swear.
Oh, guys, we're having a normal one.
I was about to say we are all having a time tonight.
We're having a time. Teddy, you got to bring us back, babe. You got to bring us
God,
back.
I'm gonna try. So where we left off, first of all, for those raiders who have decided to continue with this unhinged discussion, this is Redacted, our psychological horror game, and it does have some content warnings, including medical abuse and neglect, serial killings, ritualistic murder, drowning, burning and being burned, cult activity, manipulation, and gaslighting. And where we left was with Anna being a few steps ahead and coming to several disquieting realizations. One being that a building that should be here is not here. The second being, if you take that path, a horrific tragedy will unfold. And so you come back to yourself feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Hearing your breathing and the breathing of those around you. In a deserted island that was theoretically once home to a bustling community.
Mara, I think, got the edited for TV version of all that. And so I think y'all see Mara just shake their head, and Gwyd had reached out to stabilize them, so like get the fuck off me. And then the head tilts. So I have news.
Go on.
Bosses aren't here.
So,
And if we try to take Ghost to work day, we'll die.
Okay.
On the other hand,
What was that?
I'm thinking,
Okay.
on the other hand,
Mhm.
they're not here.
Yeah.
JD, in that, did Anna get the idea that we were being watched by something?
No.
Okay, so Rachel's right. We aren't being watched. We're in a
Okay.
bubble that if we try to go anywhere, the bubble will pop. And if we try and go into the tunnels to do it, the tunnels will pop. We will die. Fish food. Whee!
Okay, so tunnels remain bad place for us to go.
Yeah.
Great.
But you said it was like everybody got up and walked away, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they dropped everything where they were left. So wherever we are, it's ostensibly exactly like where we were. So, museum.
Yes. Museum.
Yes.
hmm Now more
And
than
then
ever.
shed.
And
Then
then
And
shed.
shed.
Because now I want to know why I can't remember.
I imagine the copious amounts of LSD have something to do with that, but it's never hurts to know for sure.
Well, but I wasn't at the island for very long. But if Gwyd was with Mara the whole time, who says Gwyd wasn't with me the whole time, and I can't remember him? I can't remember Abraham.
Igwood would be the first one.
Raven doesn't remember having a kid in his brain. Or
Any of
closet.
you remember having anybody else in your head?
no, never.
No,
Certainly,
just
certainly
me.
not the good.
So
We should have. But the bear doesn't have anything either.
hmm we
Oh.
remember each other, but we don't remember the own people, the people in our own head. And I usually remember the people in my head. I have a list. Most of them are dead.
They didn't wake up yet.
Oh no! This was before the island.
Oh,
No, I'll bet I know some of those names on your list. I might help with that if we get off of this island.
I think they were dead before you were born, Rachel.
Not all of them, I'll bet.
I'd like your help.
There's some people
Right.
who are distressingly long lived. The industry selects for people who have a habit of staying alive.
I was very good at my job.
Yeah. All
And
right.
then there was the fire.
Well, speaking of being real good at our jobs, let's go poke around in other people's business.
Yeah.
Let's go get
Yeah.
all up in other people's paperwork.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, setting off
Museum.
towards that museum. And
The museum. Question. Do we see, or did Raven see the hotel on his little walkabout?
It's still burned.
Right. Or was it an intact hotel?
That is an interesting question.
I don't like when you say that thing. I don't like when you say that. I don't like
It's
when you
not
say
my
that.
favorite thing.
I don't love.
And so Raven has been keeping an eye out for the hotel. And
Mhm.
you would see it given the path that you are taking through the town towards the water where the museum is. The hotel is not burned.
Hmm.
Hey, what the fuck?
Oh,
It just burned.
It
Okay.
looks like it did the day you arrived, with the decay and wear
Of
that every other
100%.
building has.
Right. That looks like the factory reset. And
My notes will be in there. If it's
Will
the day
they?
we arrived, if it's the day you all arrived, my notes were in there.
okay. Well, let's
Some of
hope.
them.
well, we better go and get them. I want them. I want those notes.
Okay. So, do we go to the museum first? Do we go to the hotel first? Do we double up? We got a lot of really brilliant minds here right now. I think it would be good to, I don't want to divide and conquer,
I think we
but
gotta.
I think we have to.
I think we have to.
okay.
I'm going with Mara and Anna
All right.
to get the stuff. Siobhan, I want you go to the museum.
Okay.
Siobhan's just like,
I
Great.
don't
I'll head to the
mind going to
museum.
the museum. Yeah.
Good. I think you'll add some context
Yeah,
for
Abraham and
the
I
TV.
have a lot of
Yeah.
overlap for the early days, so
Great. And it's Harlow, right?
Harlow, yes.
Harlow. Yeah. I'm gonna let you and Christian take care of this part. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
Great. Just all right. We've got some exploring and investigating to do, so we should probably get to that. Are y'all good on your end? Rachel, I know you're capable, and Anna and
Mara.
Mara. Doctor, right? Because it's doctor. Yes.
Doctor.
Okay. Um,
We do our investigations, rendezvous back here when we're done.
Rendezvous at the shed.
rendezvous
rendezvous at the shed.
rendezvous at the shed. Yeah, that could work.
Close
Do
to the
y'all
TV
know?
ward in the tunnels.
Do y'all know how to get back to the shed?
Oh yeah, I was actually out at the time.
Oh,
Well,
Until
Gwyd
I
will be
came
with
back.
him, and Gwyd
Kai
knows
was
how to
kind
get
of
there. So
distracted.
yeah, Gwyd will be with him.
All right.
Great.
Gwyd shed.
Fair, fair enough. All right. So, break.
So to be clear, it's 2 and 4.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, JD's
So
got that look.
Yeah, I hate that.
we are going to start, I think, with the museum.
Hell yeah.
So walk me through who is going, because my list got a little convoluted.
No, that's fair. That is very fair. Okay, so it is Christian at the helm of the Brooks domicile. We have Harlow in the Kai vessel. We have Gwyd with Abraham, and we have Siobhan and the Bearer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great combination.
Yeah,
it?
right? What could
Isn't
go
it
wrong?
just? Isn't it just?
Mm-hmm.
And so, in fact, none of you walking towards the museum were technically there that first night. So, well, more for Christian and Harlow, there is that remembrance of when Kai and Weston and Rachel and Sophie all went to that meeting spot only to hear the scream of a murdered girl. And that feels so very long ago, even though you logically know it was just a few days. It feels strange for the two of you to notice the absence that was Sophie, and that feeling that she should be here, but she isn't. You don't actually know where she is at this point. The museum itself feels familiar as you walk up from your one foray inside before. The door is unlocked. You're able to push it open and step inside. And
Right.
from everything you can retrieve in terms of your memory of that last visit, it looks the same. Items in display cases, different pieces of information on the walls about notable events in the island's history. Nothing added, nothing removed. Certainly anything that was paper, which thankfully, given the focus on preservation, is very basic things like, well, the type of postcards that you were sent,
Mhm.
as well as flyers and things like that. But everything that could have decayed is behind glass
Mm,
and looks secure, which makes sense for a museum which would not want these items to be damaged.
all right. So the group came in earlier. So we know that we have some base understanding of, all the details that are here to learn. So the plan for this is twofold. I want to take what information we do have. We want to try and read between the lines, right? We want to use what information we have, our knowledge bases, and try and fill in the gaps that there are um, here in the museum. We're trying to find those lost chapters, as it were.
Those
And
were the
then,
90s, 80s to 90s.
yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Um, but also just details that we've missed for our own existence. And secondly, I want to see if there's an office here. Because from what I recall, we only met like one of the volunteers, one of the assistants. We didn't actually meet the museum curator the first time. So there I assume that they've got an office here.
Yes.
Right.
So
Alrighty. So
Yeah, Siobhan's gonna start poking around, looking around. While Siobhan is poking around, I think the bear would very much like to make a tree of knowledge roll.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love that. Please, please, please do.
Amazing. Since we're looking for what's happened in this thing, so I'm accessing I'm using echoes of the past, essentially. Do.
So
But I
roll
can
with
always
shadow.
ask a question. Ooh. Ooh, that was bad.
Oh no.
Especially because the bearer does not have anything in shadow. So that's a 3.
Ooh.
Incredible.
Yeah. So am I taking
But you are absolutely taking some psychic damage. You're getting some insight, but you're taking some psychic damage.
All right, 6. So that's 3 out of 7 for psychic damage for the old constructs. All right. Another insight. But I do still get to ask a question.
You do.
um I want to ask the bearer's whole thing was feeding that which was unwanted, unnecessary, and turning it into fuel. Was regret, shame, guilt, fear. Burn it. You don't need it. Burn it. I think the bearer is trying to connect in that way to the lost cycle. So the question I am asking is, what is my biggest regret from a previous cycle? But I think they could always just ask from the other cycles. I think it's looking into the lost cycle. It also just struck me that the bearer uses a very similar pronoun suite as Nerylnine, which is fun for everyone involved.
And so the answer the bearer receives in that, I will let you tell me what elements feel true and if any feel untrue. But regardless, you will be getting some key pieces of information.
Okay.
Because you're focused on that lost cycle and trying to remember what happened then. And what you remember are what feel almost like endless moments, like the one you felt not too long ago, where you were walking on that beach and different parts were there. And there was, of course, the cleansing fire. But you kept coming back to that space in that lost gap of time. You kept circling and you were not on Slate Thorn. You were nowhere near this island. And what strikes you is I should feel a missing piece. There should be a physical gap where a person is missing, but there isn't. There are four, and there are supposed to be four. And so when you're reflecting on that biggest regret, I don't know how much the bearer would regret the ways in which he might have treated the others, the ways in which they were the only ones they could talk to, and the way in which bearer of the sacred flame could not burn that regret away for them any more than I think the bearer could burn that regret away for themselves. And I think that's where the three comes in as you start to reflect on, well, what the bearer of the sacred flame left behind when they came to Slatethorn and the way they burned away that part of their life. I think there becomes that question of how much did I do that for others if I could not do that for myself? Because Siobhan still held regret and pain. Finley still holds regret and pain. And the bearer kept trying to fix that, but couldn't.
The bearer is not Rebecca. The bearer was not interested in fixing pain, regret. It wasn't about fixing it or making it so that it never happened or it didn't happen. It was about making the choice to turn it into something else. It was about the transformation. It was about showing it was the act of burning. The act of feeding that into something else. I think likely what they're left with as they're sort of consumed by their own regrets now is that they didn't they didn't become anything. Just ash. Just a ghost story. Not even the most interesting ghost story on the island.
And that realization about transformation feels vitally important in understanding that lost time. And I'm so distracted by the cat.
He's a good cat. Okay. Yeah, Siobhan's just gonna keep on looking. I think the bearer will maybe share some of that with her. The uh edited for radio version. Um yeah, otherwise Siobhan's gonna keep looking, maybe with an eye toward transformation.
So I am going to give you one thing else. And that is there is a moment as you are looking around that you kneel down. And to anyone else, at least anyone who wasn't looking closely, who didn't know what to look for, who wouldn't have had this catch their attention, you would have missed it. But there is a spot on the floor that is not dust. It is cremains.
Mm. Mm.
I think the bearer uh do they look like the cremains that we saw when with the body, because there was that pouch of them and Siobhan was there for that.
They sure do.
Oh, oh,
Huh?
these are the
What?
these are the cremains. I think they're the same ones
So
The cremains from
from
Cremains like
the first day, like cremated human remains.
that made the ashes on the girl on the playground.
Yeah, yeah,
oh
just down
oh.
here.
How'd they get here?
I don't know. And you see for a second like she like touches them and she has them on her hand, and like for a second like she's distracted, she's talking to you, her hand almost goes up to touch her forehead, and she like
Mm.
realizes what she's doing is like, stop it, stop that, that is gross, that is nasty, that is a person.
Yeah,
be-
they do that.
better.
Criminy.
We might need all of them.
It's just it's a smudge, it's just a smudge, but
Uh-huh.
Mm.
ugh.
Right.
And
Uh
and we had no. They never told any of you, or well, why would they tell us anything? They don't care about us. The They couldn't have identified who those cremains belonged to.
No, but Rachel did. Rachel
Rachel
had a
did.
test kit right back at the hotel. Rachel had pulled together a test kit to find out who they were. And she's got that back at the hotel. I'm sorry, I'm doing Rachel's voice right now. Uh Rachel has the test kit back at the hotel. So if she can get that, if she gets that, if she brings that back to where we're going,
It's because it's
we'll
not
be able to
burning.
So
tell whose it is.
so so we're going back to the shed so we can do tests there at the shed then. Right?
I mean, I suppose so. I think that's
Okay.
probably the best way to do it because, gosh,
and
I hope she
if
knows.
Rachel can't figure it out, Anna, stick her hand in it.
No.
What?
I am 99.99% certain that Rachel sent me with y'all so that the bearer would not, in fact, be near her.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, those two should not be next to each other.
Eh, Do we know who started the fire on the island, by the way?
Which time?
The one that was the conflagration that got you all killed?
The TB ward.
No. Was it the bearer? Was it Anna? Do we know?
Oh, it was whoever leftover cult followers got me, but it wasn't on the island when I died.
Oh.
They didn't
And
like my book.
Raven also died. Raven also died, but he didn't die from a fire.
Oh. I misunderstood.
Was he high
I
or
was the
drunk?
last to burn.
Wonderful.
Did you set the fire?
Yeah. Well, it's
I
gotten dark.
allowed the unburned the honor of setting my fire.
Well, I bet you did.
And did it make you become all you wanted to be?
I would like to roll to incite fear.
I think that is fair.
I'm just gonna do some PvP real quick.
Yeah, go for
Sorry.
it. That's
I
what
No,
we're
it's
here
fine.
for.
Harlow hates
Oh,
them. Let's go.
please
Do it.
scare the body in which Abraham's child is. Please.
That's an 8. Sorry, it's a 9.
We love to see it. What do you do to incite fear?
Honestly, I think it's just direct eye contact, and Harlow never saw the bearer's face. No one did. No one saw the bearer's face until after their body was burned. Like, the only person who ever came close to seeing the bearer's face was Raven.
The Hearth Mother too?
I don't know that the Hearth Mother might have seen like a little like bits
Would Anna have seen it? Because Anna was remote viewing.
in remote viewing. Anna almost
Yeah.
is probably one of the few people Anna might have
Yeah.
seen what their face looked like before they burned.
Yeah.
I think the Hearth Mother might have seen like hints, like bits and pieces, never like their full face. Like one of those things where it's like when you've seen a movie like in bits and pieces, like on TV, like over and over, but you've never seen the whole movie.
The whole thing, yeah.
Like I've never seen Blade Runner all the way through, but I've watched all of Blade Runner just because it's been randomly on enough times. You could probably put it together.
Wow.
But
Yes.
you see in Siobhan's like little angelic little face, just this cherubic, perfect little red ringlets, you see the cold of nerve death.
What a description.
I hate that.
What a
Oh.
description. Cold of nerve
I'm assuming I
death.
take a psychic damage from that move.
No, it's just intimidation.
Okay.
Basically, the look is basically just like,
Try me, bitch.
yeah.
I am
If
trying to
you would
decide
like to
if
take a psychic damage, I mean, you can take a psychic damage, Seth.
But in this case, really, what the bearer is doing is basically just saying like, really, but does not actually say any words. Just it's just a look. It's a little bit like when Rachel does a mom look, but like,
but we're
in like the opposite direction. It's Kore versus Persephone.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the vibes.
Hey, we're all nerds. We got that reference immediately.
Very much so.
Yeah. Harlow, in spite of themselves, does visibly bristle because, but just a question.
And I think that is where the complication piece of this comes in, and I think it is with Abraham.
Yeah, because I have yeah.
His rat daughter's in here somewhere.
His rat child is
His
in
rat
there.
child!
His baby girl.
He's the only one who
Baby
loves his rat
Goro.
child.
Baby Goro.
Baby Goyle.
He's just a baby boy.
His precious child. He murdered her mother for her.
Allegedly.
No, he did it.
He did
Well,
it.
sure.
Nah.
He did it.
Sure.
Well, he
Everyone in this
tried.
family had it coming. Let's be
See,
real.
again, that's why you
They
said
had it coming.
right.
That's
Just
exactly what I did.
for any court, related appearance, allegedly.
Allegedly.
She killed my child. I killed her.
He's
Yeah. Abraham would not react well to that. I think he would surge forward into Gwyd, and like Mara, it looks like Michelle Pfeiffer from Scarface. She is small. She is thin. Gwyd is neither of those things. So the imposing nature of Abraham kind of roars into Gwyd's physicality. You tired piece of kindling. Back off. This is no longer your sanctimonious little enclave.
Oh, Abraham, I'm so happy to see you.
Roll with physicality.
Oh, there's so much PvP.
I did promise that I was going to do that.
Did promise.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember, which is why I was debating. I'm like, would Abraham pop out? I don't know, but Cupid's
Harlow
gonna
said
hit
one
him.
thing in chain reaction to PvP. Yeah,
Yeah.
this feels correct for them.
Yeah, this feels right.
Yeah. Physicality.
Hey, JD, you know what move you remember what move I took for the parent playbook when we added those moves for Abraham? Wrath of the Dragon. This is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna use like rubber so that when I'm engaging this, you're not breaking me down. So that is a 10.
Mhm.
+1.
Wrath of the Dragon. When engaged in fight or flight, when you activate this move and choose fight, take an automatic 10+ to your roll as you tap into your power.
Shit.
So you clock him, and the knife that he used to kill his wife is suddenly in his hand. I'm sure. Because I will invoke always prepared as well.
Hey, as a parent, you always should.
Yeah, I will let you invoke that. I will give that to you in this moment.
There's the hit, and he's directly like in your face. Doesn't seem to care about the knife at all.
How long is Christian's hair?
Well, okay, so he's in Weston's body. So
Weston's bald, or
he's a fade. He's got a fade.
He's got enough on top to grab.
No, certainly not. Certainly not.
So I think Abraham's jaw snaps. The knife comes up in his right hand, and he grabs the face and like puts his fingers in like that
right there.
to grab you by the jaw to stop you from biting, and then the knife goes up under your chin. Are you done?
Holding it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? Put the fucking knife down, you psycho! Jesus, titty fucking Christ! You put that knife away. You put that knife down.
No.
There's a look.
Oh
you
my
can
God.
see in the eyes. There's no backing down on this.
Are we done for now, Christian?
Years. I worked. I did my level best. I tried my best to the truth be put in those papers.
And I
Come
was
to
a
find
father
out,
protecting his child.
right, not the other girls. She was responsible. Partly, she didn't do it by herself. I don't know if she could have. She was responsible for their deaths. You just let that go for yours.
I didn't let it go. I died before I could get my hands on Isaiah and string him up myself in front of the whole town. Apologies, Miss Siobhan.
Don't you think that burying that truth Christian was trying to reveal is what helped Isaiah get away? Inadvertently, of course.
It's just a little bit forward on the knife. Yeah. The very thing that you did to try and save your little girl was what actually allowed for that monster
To
to
kill
live out
me.
his days. To kill Siobhan.
I'm dead because of that.
And that
Dude.
is the moment that voices start to echo around you. A voice saying, and me, and me, and me. You let him kill me.
So what if I did? He was gonna kill somebody. Would I be to blame if he killed one person and left the island and killed 15 more without me knowing? I didn't know. And when I did my utter best to get to him. I failed.
You did.
And I apologize for that.
If you apologize, if you feel bad about it, if you want to do better, maybe put the knife down.
Is Christian gonna hit me again?
Probably. And you'll probably deserve it. But you know what? Then you can fight like men and not like dickheads.
No. I'm fighting how I was taught to fight. Survived a war or two.
We
What'd you
could
do,
also.
Christian?
How'd you change my stories?
Money, mostly. I will put the knife away. And take a step back. Money, and then truly, I don't know that I had a hand in all of it. Lots of puppet masters on the island, it seems.
What they were trying to curry your favor to by helping you cover it up?
No. You're running an experiment with ghosts. Make sure the people who are making them keep going.
Steph, what is Rebecca thinking seeing this display from her father and
It
hearing the voices of those girls?
Oh, it's a mixed. It's a lot of emotions because Her dad loves her. She was wrong. He does love her unconditionally, and he's protecting her. Oh, but that knife is so scary, and it makes her feel a way that she doesn't understand because she doesn't remember the last time she saw that knife. And it makes her feel kind of sick. And hearing the girls' voices just is the added continual confirmation of you didn't help shit. You made things worse, and I think she kind of pulls to the front of Harlow for a moment, enough to say, I thought I was helping you. I hope I was wrong.
I don't can't speak for the others, but I don't blame you.
Why not? I took
You
your life away.
I think you were as much of a victim of him as I was. I think had a couple of pieces of my life been a little bit different, had my daddy been a little more like him and a little less like my daddy was, had my mama been more like your mama, then maybe I'd have been in the same boat. I'd have been killing people instead of being killed. I don't, I'm going to be honest, Rebecca. And I think she kind of comes forward and like takes your hand. Says, I don't reckon we would have liked each other very much.
Probably not.
And I can't say that I necessarily think we're ever going to be fast friends. But I don't blame you the way I blame Isaiah.
Thank you. I don't know if I deserve that, but thank you for believing it.
The bearer says, since when did anyone ever get what they deserved? We all get stuff we don't deserve, good and bad.
And certainly on this island, what people deserve seems to be at the whims of others.
Right.
Same.
So, certainly why you're here again.
Why are you here, Christian?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe for the first time, we'll actually get the truth.
And as you say those words, Christian, maybe it is everything that just transpired between the group and here. But several things happen at once.
Oh no.
I would invite both Steph and Della, and we can talk about this in the next 4 weeks
Oh,
between sessions
because we're
of
moving.
what exactly this looks like, but I would invite you to make some modifications to Siobhan and Rebecca's playbooks. That
Oh.
could be changing the playbooks entirely. It
Oh,
could be
Oh, shit.
replacing certain moves.
Oh.
But in that interaction, you repaired damage that had been done,
Ooh.
and
Oh,
you changed
shit.
things.
You
Evan said to fix what was broken. I was flipping through my notes.
And Christian, as
Mhm.
you say those words, you don't have all of the answers yet, but you are starting to get the pieces. And I would invite you to take a new move for your playbook.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And in that moment, I think Abraham feels almost a chill, a sense of being cut off and isolated in this process. Because Abraham has done what he has always done. He has reacted in a protective and defensive way that puts the lives of others at risk. He has not fixed what is broken. He has perpetuated what is broken.
Just so delighting. He has.
Uh-huh.
He fucking has.
Look.
Look, he's
Yeah.
older. It takes a little longer.
And we will see what unfolds there, but I think that is actively acknowledged by the world around you, by the island around you,
Mhm.
in that you see Abraham and Gwydion flicker several times and disappear.
Oh, no.
shit.
And
Fuck that guy.
we will come back to
Not
see what
again.
Yeah.
She just got
that
the
means next month.
Fuck.
Oh no, guys.
Oh,
Hey.
back to wet rat. Damn.
Good. JD, way to go. Yeah.
Fuck.
That was
We had a
good.
good time
That's good.
tonight.
That was
Had a
good.
good
Oh
time.
my
Very good.
god.
We
Answers.
had a time. It was a good
Very
one.
good.
We made
Very
Oh
good.
progress.
dear.
You
We have
made
theories?
progress. Three of you made progress.
Well, and because I'm not gonna be
Hey.
able to be here when you guys come back.
Oh no! Fuck! Papa!
I'm gonna watch that VOD so fast the next morning.
Oh god.
And so with that, as it is a little bit late, though not as late as we have sometimes gone, I'm going to go around, give everyone a chance to do their outros, tell you where they will be next, where you can see their amazing, talented selves, and then I will see if there's anyone to raid, because I'm realizing I'm not looking at that. So starting with you, Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. I have been classic wet rep Rebecca and Harlow Keats. Harlow is apparently that person who sets off a chain reaction by just saying one sentence and then just watches what happens. And we wonder why she got killed by a cult. You can find me when I'm not here over at Entropy Emporium every other Tuesday, not next Tuesday, because we are moving to Maryland. And where I usually play Scylla Tarn, sweet little doomed who's done nothing wrong ever in her life, and yet she suffers, but she has friends, so it's okay. Yeah. So I
And
guess
she has superior teeth. Don't forget
superior
that.
Superior
teeth.
teeth.
Those are
She
not
is-
powers; those are natural.
Yeah.
He is
Which is
baby.
Concerning.
Concerning, but she's so cute.
She is baby.
She's so
Mhm.
baby. The actual baby girl. But yeah, I guess in 4 weeks we'll be back with both of those. So, oh god, I don't want to wait that long.
We sure
But
will
yeah,
be.
see us then.
All right, jumping over right to you.
Howdy. I'm Q. Tonight I played Weston and Christian and Raven. Russell's taking a big nap. He always does after he does a big thing. Yeah, when you can't find me here, you can see me out on the internet. It's at Midnight Inc. That's midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I keep making cowboys and shall continue to do so. Let's see what I'll be doing. Tuesdays, I'm either here on the live TA for Nephilim Tenebris, or I'm over at Entropy Emporium with They Call Us Villains. I'm playing my boy Connor, who has a worst timeline, even in the best timeline. That's just the way it is. We have class reunion, not this weekend. Unfortunate, alas and alack, we. But still redacted. And I got some other stuff coming down the pipe at some point. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, you can look over on Tales from Table Studios starting October 5th. The Fates, which is going to be a Star Wars actual play. It's going to be very fun. I hope you all are excited because I am. Anyway, that's it for me.
Okay, but Q, question. For the things you can't tell us about yet, more cowboys?
At least one.
Okay,
Oh,
at least
oh
one.
my God, I forgot one because listen, it's been so long. We haven't done it. Hi, my podcast is back. Code Switching Naturally is going to be back up. We actually should have an episode out tomorrow. We had one for last week. Hey, look, we just be out here talking and shit. But it is, through the lens of being Black and in America. So just, let that be your guide as you choose to watch or listen wherever you get your podcasts. That's it.
All right, Della, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Della. I have been Rachel. I have been Dr. James Finley. I have been Siobhan. I have also been the bearer of the sacred flame. And together we are, by our powers combined, we are Captain Planet. No, not that. Anything but that. You can find me here at Live from the Apocalypse every Thursday, where I am either in Redacted or I am in Never Ember's Enigma as B, a completely normal gnomish wizard who has no cult involvement whatsoever. You can also find me on Mondays at Live from the Apocalypse, where I run Thy Kingdom Come, our Urban Shadows campaign. What if Percy Jackson was his dark materials? Currently, we're in a basement arguing with an angel who kidnapped a girl in a coma about whether or not the angel should be allowed to keep the girl in a coma, or if these 4 teenagers have a better idea to keep it protected than a literal angel. They're pretty sure they do. The angel is deeply concerned. It's got concerns that their argument is not helping. But she's gonna try to respect their decision.
Listen, I think this is the first time Soren has had a reasonable and rational response because he is in favor of the angel. Ironically.
That is wild, frankly, but it's gonna take some convincing to get Jerome to let that happen. Jerome is very shockingly, our resident tainted denizen of the snake pit is very against leaving his friend's not corpse, still alive, comatose body with the angel.
I can't wait to see what happens.
It's gonna be wild.
All right, and last but not least, Kat.
I'm hoping the noise gate's blocking her out. Maybe not.
It sure isn't.
She has opinions. She brought 4 squeaky toys in. 4. Mako. No. Anyway. Hi, guys. I have been Mara. I have been Gwyd. I have been Anna, and I have been Abraham. Abraham causes problems. I have just one real quick thing. Cult? I'm not caught up. Cult? For B?
No
Oh,
cult
no,
involved,
no
guys.
cult. Absolutely no cult. No, I've never been in a cult in my life. I have lived on this plane for 88 years, and I have never been part of a cult. Ever.
Honestly, being a part of a cult right now might actually be a helpful thing. I'm just saying.
I'm not
Yeah,
caught up. I am
it's-
so behind.
It's an experimental friend group. There's no cult.
Exactly. It was really, I mean, who didn't make mistakes in college?
Fair. I went to University of Alabama my freshman year. Big mistake. Anyway, I will be back on your screen. September's been kind of a light month. October's about to pick up. Mako, for the love of everything holy, shut your face. I will be back on your screens on Thursday next week over on Entropy Emporium playing God Complex. We are piloting the husks of dead gods to fight space kaiju. It's great. I keep eating things I'm not supposed to, but they're so tasty. And sometimes they used to have the corpses of our mysteriously vanished friends in them. Anyway, I will have a little bit of a week off, and then the first weekend of October is going to be very busy for me because, as Q mentioned, Path of the Fates, the Star Wars game, the Force and Destiny game comes there, and guess who's gonna be at that table? That's me. I was excited. I'm playing a totally normal, very sweet, kind person. And then on Saturday or Sunday the 6th, I will be over on Singularity roleplay for Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, which is our City of Mist game. Things are fine. Things are so fine. Didn't witness multiple versions of my own death at this point. And then back for God Complex on the 10th, and on the 7th, before I forget, will be Queensgate Chronicles. We are coming to an end of Sin's playtest of this system that they wrote. We will be coming back next year, but it will be the sunset for my character this session because I will not be able to play in November. So Austros will be setting up her adopted little duckling children to murder everyone and take over the city. It's going to be great. And then become a planeswalker. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping that's what happens. I did forget September 23rd. We did reschedule Speakeasy Conspiracy to Monday the 23rd. So that will also be on Singularity. And yeah, I'm around Discord. You can come yell at me. I think that's it.
Doing so many things.
I'm fine.
And speaking of doing so many things, I will just do a very quick recap of what the next recap. I don't know. Is that what it's called when it's approaching? I don't think so.
Precap.
Precap. That seems weird, but you know what? That works. I have a bit of a later time myself with the move, thankfully. So you will next see me tomorrow night over with Lost Caravan for the Fall of the House of Red, where I play Virgil, who likes to cause problems on purpose. I will then be with High Shelf Collective for Morkborg on Saturday night, where I will be playing a whole host of characters, and we're going to see how many I use to hide behind as a barricade after they die. It's going to be a great time. I will then be back for Thy Kingdom Come, where I'm sure Soren will make good decisions across the board, like he always does. He has not broken reality several times. It's fine. And we may or may not have Nova over on Lost Caravan next week. We shall see where things stand. I have a few other things that come up after that before we return for this game, because that is next month. But keep an eye on the socials. That is the best way to figure out where I am going to be at for any given time. Just know that week, last week of September, first week of October, I am not doing much because way too many things are happening and I am moving a large number of miles away. And so with that, I am going to take us to the thanks for watching screen, and I think we are going to go raid our friends over on Folk and Myth. They are currently playing the second part of a Vaesen game that was part of Bleak's birthday event. So we will come by, we will say hello, we will be friendly, and we at LFTA will be back on Sunday for Veil Breakers. So that will be the next game on this channel. But with that, say goodnight, cast.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Good night,
guys.
cast.
Good night, cast.
Good night.